थैंक यू. मैं कल से तुम्हारे साथ बैठूंगी ऊपर. ओके. Good afternoon, children. Today we are going to learn about the new lesson, chapter number 13, direct and inverse proportion. See, actually in the last chapter, exercise number 12.2 answers as well as 12.1 answers, also some of the answers I sent you through WhatsApp. Actually, if anyone is having any doubts, then you can ask me. Okay. Try to do the sums, whatever may be given in the exercise number 12.1 and 12.2. This is your homework. Okay, understand? And today we are going to start a new lesson, that is direct and inverse proportion. See here, first before learning about the proportion, what we should know? We should know what is the meaning of the ratio. What is the meaning of the ratio? Ratio means what? It is a ratio. Ratio means it is the comparison of the two quantities of similar kind. Ratio means it is the comparison of the ratio means it is the comparison of two quantities of similar kinds. Ratio means it is the comparison of two quantities of similar kind. एक ही जैसे two quantities का same kind two quantities का comparison is known as ratio. For example, simple example I am telling you. Every day whatever the milk we are drinking, that is not the pure milk, है ना? Maybe they are mingling some water in it. एक ही है ना? So what is the ratio of that milk and water in that given milk? That may be 1:2 or 2:1. Two portions of milk में one portion of water में mingle, है ना? In that way. Okay, similar quantities, both are similar kind, है ना? Both are liquids, they can mix together, है ना? We can segregate them, है ना? Without having an instrument in that way. Okay, so units of both measures should be same for the ratio. Actually ratio में the measures of the two units should be same. Okay, and none of the measures should be 0 for the ratio. None of the measures in them, actually in that ratio, even no measurements ratio should be 0. Okay. Next, the ratio must always be expressed in its simple form or in its lowest terms. We can express the ratio in the simplest or the lowest terms. Okay. For example, I am telling you the ratio of the milk and water in the given milk was 20:10 ratio. It means can we reduce them into the simplest form? Yes. 20 and 10 both are coming into the 10 table. 10 1 10 2 that we can say 2:1 ratio. So we can minimize the number of the. It means what? We must always express the ratio must always be expressed in its simplest form or in its lowest terms. Now we are going to, in this lesson, what we have to learn? We have to learn about the direct and inverse proportions. Direct and inverse proportions. Here how we can do the direct and inverse proportions. Proportion means when two ratios are equal, they are said to be in proportion. If we are thinking about two ratios, if we are when two ratios are equal, then we can say that they are in proportion. What is the meaning of the word proportion? When proportion means when two ratios are equal. When two ratios are equal, we can say they are said to be in proportion. They are said to be in proportion. They are said to be in proportion. We can say they are in proportion. Okay. When two ratios are equal, we can say that they are in proportion. So, if four numbers are in proportion, they then product of first and fourth number. See, if A by B means A is to B, है ना? See here, I am telling you A is to B, है ना? Is equal to ratio means C. You are writing in this way, na? A is to B is equal to C is to A is to B is equal to C is to D. है ना? See, we are proportion means we are showing with four dots. Na? A is to B, C is to D. Ka this ratio is. I am writing A is to B as A by B. When two ratios are equal, then it is, then we can say they are in proportion. It means A by B is equal to C by D. Okay, understand or not? See, if here, then A, B, C and D are in the proportion. So, we can say A, B, C and D. See, here A is to B proportionate to C is to D. I have written in this form, but this we can write it as A by B is equal to C by D. Then we can say the ratio of A by B is equal to C by D. है कि या नहीं? So, we can say A, B and C and D, for all these four terms are in proportion. Okay? And if four numbers are in proportion, then product of first and the fourth number and the product of second and the third number is same. See, here I had written in this way, na? First way, second way, in two types, in two ways I had written this one. See, if the four numbers are in proportions, here this is the first term, this is first, this is the second term, first term. How we can call these numbers? First term, second term, third term, this is C is the third term and D is the fourth term. Okay, is it or not? Yes. So, if see, if four numbers are in proportion, if these four numbers are in proportion, then product of first and fourth number, then the product of first and fourth number, for example, A into D is always equal to the second and the third number. है ना? See, first number, second number, we can call it as first term, second term, third term and fourth term. So, the product of first term and the fourth term is always equal to the product of the second and the third term. It is A into D is equal to C into B. Okay, है ना? Or in another way, how I am writing? A by B is equal to C by D. है ना? So, A is the first number, है कि या नहीं? Here, first term or number, B is the second term. C, B is the second term, C is the third term, D is the fourth term. Okay, D is the fourth term. So, the product of first term and the fourth term is equal to second term and third term. AD is equal to C, BC, AD is equal to BC. Understand or not? So, it means if two ratios are equal, if two ratios are, if we have taken considering two ratios, if they are equal, then we can say they are said to be in, we can say they are in proportion. The product of, in a proportion, the product of first number and the fourth number, or the product of first term and the fourth term is always equal to the product of second term and the third term. Okay. And direct proportion. Today actually proportion is also again two types. One is direct proportion, second is indirect or inverse proportion. First, today we are going to learn about the direct proportion. What is the meaning of the word direct proportion? Direct proportion. What is the meaning of the word direct proportion? That is, direct proportion means, see here, two quantities related in such a manner that an increase in one results in corresponding increase in the others, or vice versa. See, two quantities are in direct proportion. How we can say? We have taken two quantities. See, it means what? Two types of proportions. If two quantities I have taken, that is AD and CD. The value of AD is increasing, automatically the value of CD will also increase. Understand or not? It means two times we can say that we can say that two quantities are related in such a manner, if the value of the if the manner that an increase in one is results, if one quantities increase, will automatically increase the quantity of the second one also. Understand or not? The quantity is related in such a manner that an increase in one results in corresponding increase in the other also. If its value increases, automatically its value also increases. If it happens so, then we can say that these two quantities are in direct proportion. Understand or not? You know, if you bought one pen for 2 rupees, so automatically if you bought 2 pens, then the cost of the pens is also increasing. So if the number of pens is increasing, the cost also increasing. It means the pens and their cost both are in direct proportion. Understand or not? The number of pens are increasing, automatically the cost of the pens will also increase. So the numbers and the cost both are increasing. So if the number of pens we want are increasing, so the cost of the pens will also increase. It means we can say the pens and the cost of the pens are in direct proportion. Okay. So that is known as direct proportion. I told you proportion is two types. One is direct proportion. Second one is, what is the second one? That is the inverse proportion. Second one is the indirect means it is not indirect, inverse proportion. Inverse means that indirect is different from inverse. This is inverse proportion. Inverse proportion means, what is the inverse proportion? Inversionately. Inversionately means oppositely. Inverse proportion means opposite proportion. It means what? See, two quantities related in such a manner that an increase in one results in a corresponding decrease in or vice versa. If the value of the one quantity increases, automatically the corresponding value may decrease. Understand or not? The value of the other quantity may decrease. If it happens so, then we can say that these two quantities are in inverse proportion. Then we can say that these two quantities are in inverse proportion. When two quantities x and y are in direct proportion, it is expressed that, see, if x and y, these are two quantities, two quantities. Okay. If here in direct proportion, what happens in direct proportion? In direct proportion, the value of x increases, automatically the value of the y also increases. There x, if the value of x increases, automatically the value of y also increases. When two quantities x and y are in inverse proportion, in inverse proportion, what happened? In inverse proportion, what happens? The value of the x increases, the value of the y may decrease. The value of the y may decrease. If the value in direct proportion, what happens? If you take two quantities, one is x and the second one is y, if the value of x increases, the value of y also increases. In inverse proportion, it is inverse proportion, what happened? The value of the x increases, automatically the value of the y may decrease. Understand? A map is a miniature representation of a very large region. And one more thing, one more point we have to learn in this lesson, that is about a map. About a map. What is the meaning of the about a map? Map means what? What is the meaning of the word map? The word map means what? Map is a representation of the miniature representation of a very large region. A very large region ka representation, if we are showing it as a miniature means in a small paper, we can, if we show the whole Indian country, in a small paper, then it is known as map. It is a miniature representation of a large region is known as map. And a scale is given at the bottom of the at the top. It shows relationship between actual length and the length represented on the map. In a map में क्या होगा? Bottom or top length में one scale was given. It shows us about the it shows us the relationship between the actual length and the length given in the map. Scale of the map is the ratio of the distance between 2 points of the map to the actual distance between 2 points on the large region. See, scale of the map is the ratio of distance between 2 points of the map. स्केल ऑफ द मैप मतलब क्या होती है, द डिस्टेंस बिटवीन द 2 पॉइंट्स ऑफ द मैप को एंड एज वेल एज द एक्चुअल डिस्टेंस बिटवीन द 2 पॉइंट्स ऑफ द लार्ज रीजन, ये दोनों का रेशियो को नोन एज स्केल. ओके, now see some examples are there. I am telling you today we are going to learn about 2 or 3 sums which are related to direct as well as the inverse proportion. First one is, see, for example I am telling you, see, direct proportion may what happens, see, the cost of 1 sugar is 36 rupees. What is the cost of the 3 kg sugar? If the measurement of the sugar is increasing, automatically the cost will also increase. Understand or not? So that is known as direct proportion. How the weight of the sugar is increasing, in the same way the cost of the sugar will also increase in a direct proportion. Understand or not? See, the cost of 4 liters petrol is if 60 rupees, then the cost of the 6 liters petrol, it will also increase, na? So we can say that they are in direct proportion. Understand or not? Okay, so and here see, here one sum I am telling you, following some tables were given here. X, y, the values of x was given, values of y was also given, and here also the values of x and. See, let us check ratio of the given values and reduce it to the lowest forms. Here ratio of x and y was given. Here 2 sums were given. See, one sum, here this is the value of x and this is the value of y. Here I am telling you the ratio of the x and y. See, okay. See, what is going on here? X value is 18, y is 54. If x value is 15, then the value of y is 45. And one more thing is, x value is 13, y value is 39, and x value is 11, y value is 33, and x value is 9, then the y value is 27. So what is the ratio of the x and y? See, x is to y, otherwise or x by y. Here x by y is equal to, when x is equal to 18, what is the value of y? 54 here. And in the second table, x is equal to 15, y is equal to 45. In the third, x is equal to 13, y is equal to 39. Okay. In the fourth, x is equal to 11, y is equal to 33. In the fifth, x is equal to 9, y is equal to 27. Here what happened? See, 18 1 ja, 18 3 ja 50, 54. 15 1 ja, 15 3 ja. 13 1 ja, 13 3 ja. 11 1 ja, 11 3 ja. 9 1 ja, 9 3 ja. So here x and y ka what is the ratio between the x and y? In all these cases, the ratio of the x is to y. Ratio of x is to y is equal to x and y is equal to 1 is to 3. Understand or not? So results in corresponding increase in the vice versa. It means if the x value is increasing, automatically the y, in every case the always the value of the x is became actually 3 times of x value is the y here. Understand or not? So it is known as direct proportion. Okay. In the same way, one more solution I am telling you, that is also, see, here also one more table I have taken. I am writing here, that is also, see, x and y I have written here, the values of x I have written here. See, the values of x is equal to, if the value of x is equal to 17, then the y value is equal to 34. X value is equal to 14, y value is 56. X value is 12, y value is 60. X value is 11, y's value is equal to 66. Okay. X value is 9, y's value is 63. In the second case, what is happening here? See, ratio of the second one, we can see, in this case we can say the ratio of the x and y. So, see, it means x by y. In the first case, 17 by 34. What is the ratio? 17 1 ja, 17 2 ja. Okay, 1 is to 2 is the ratio. And in the second case, 14 by 56. It is 14 1 ja, 14 4 ja. So that is equal to 1 by 4. Here 12 12 by 60. 12 1 ja, 12 5 ja. That is equal to 1 by 5 here. And fifth case mein 11 1 ja, 11 6 ja. Its ratio is 1 by 6. And 9 1 jar, 9 7 jar. So here the ratio is 1:7. So what happened? The value of x and y are different for different values of x and y respectively. So these values of x and y are not in direct proportion. So in the second sum में क्या हुआ था? Here the value of x is same we got everywhere, but the value of y was different. So we can't say these numbers are not in direct proportion. Direct proportion means if the value of x increases automatically, that much the value of the y should also increase. When we are reducing their lowest form, all the answers should be same in direct proportion. If all the answers are not same, then we can say these numbers are not in direct proportion. Understand? So this is example for direct proportion. Now I am telling you about the see some more of the examples I am writing here. It is known as direct proportion. So lesson number 13.1, everybody look at that. Exercise number 13.1. Following are the car parking charges near a railway station. है ना? Question number 1. 13.1 में question number 1. Some 5 minutes. Okay. Following are the car parking charges near a railway station up to. Following are car parking charges. Okay. Following are the car parking charges near a railway station up to. Near a railway station. Up to how much? What are the charges? Car parking charges up to say 4 hours के लिए number of hours here hours, and this is charges. Okay, I have written here for 4 hours 60 rupees. Okay, and 8 hours 100 rupees. 8 hours के लिए 100 rupees, and 12 hours 140 rupees. Okay, and 24 hours 180 rupees. So are they in direct proportion? Check if the parking charges are in direct proportion of the parking time. How can you check? So you have to take the ratio of hours and charges. See, hours and charges ratio you have to take. It means 4 by 60. Okay, as well as 8 by 100 and 12 by 140. Okay, and 24 by 180. Okay, that you have to find. 4 1 jar 4 5 4 15 jar 1 by 15 came here. Then here 8 1 jar and 8 1 jar 8 2 0 9. It may not be happen. 2 4 jar 8 and 250 it came 4 by 50 here. So here 12 2 6 jar 12 2 70 jar 6 by 70. This may not be come in one table, and 24 2 12 jar 2 90s. है ना? That is equal to 12 by 90. If you want, you can reduce them into the lowest form. It means 4 by 50, 2 by 25 came here. है ना? And this is 3 by 35. Okay? Yes. This is 6 by 2 6 jar 12, 2 4 jar 8 45. Okay? So first answer is 1 by 15 came. है ना? Their ratio 8 and 100's ratio is 2 by 25. Okay, and third one is 3 by 35. Okay, and fourth one is 6 by 45 came to us. How much came to us? 6 by 45. Can you say they are in direct proportion? Here if it is 1, it is 15. If 1 was increasing here, here 10 was increasing. from here to here 1 was increasing, and from here to here 10 was increasing, but from here to here how much increasing? 24 by 180 means from here to here from here to sorry wait a minute 8 hours, 12 hours 140 and 24 hours. So from here to here 24 hours 12 hours to 24 hours mein how much was increasing? That is 6 by 45 came to us. But one thing you have to find out. See, 4 hours and 8 hours ke beech mein what is the difference between the 4 hours and 8 hours? That is 4 hours. And 8 hours and 12 hours, that is also 4 hours difference is there. But between 12 hours and 24 hours, how much difference is there? Between 12 hours to 24 hours, 10 hours is difference there, and so this is wrong. So at every 4 hours 15, 25, 35, 45 and 10 was increasing. Okay, is it or not? 10 rupees are increasing, but here in between 12 and 24 there are 10 hours are there. So 45 10 rupees was increasing, it was wrong. So they are not in proportion. They are not in direct proportion. So we can say they are not in direct proportion. First thing, here hours are also not in direct proportion. There is no need to do the sum also. Hours should also be 4 hours and 8 hours ka difference, and 8 to 12 hours ka difference, and 12 after 12 hours how much will come? 13, 14, 15, 16 hours should be here. But here 24 was given, it means they are not in proportion, you can say. Understand? No. So question number 1, it is no. If the hours are increasing, the money should also increase. The difference, the gap between the hours should also be equal everywhere. Okay? So it is not in direct proportion. A mixture of, second question, everybody look at here. A mixture of paint is prepared by mixing 1 part of red pigments with 8 parts of base. In the following table, find the parts of the base that need to be added. Parts of red pigment 1, parts of base. है ना? Second question. Sorry, then 2 minutes finish कर देंगे. Parts of, say here, parts of red pigment. Parts of red pigment. Okay. Here parts of base. Red pigment parts of base. Red pigment parts are 1, 4, 7 and 12 and 20 was given here. So here parts of base, 1 part के लिए 8 base है ना, 1 parts of base है ना 8. In the following table find the parts of the base that need to be added. 1 part के लिए 8 है, 4 parts के लिए how much? 4 8 jar 32 है ना. 4 में how many ones are there? 4 ones are there. 7 के लिए 7 8 jar 56. 12 के लिए 12 8 jar 96 है ना, और 20 के लिए 28 jar 160. It should be there. ताकि 1 by 8 1 jar 1 8 jar, 4 1 jar 4 8 jar, 7 1 jar 7 8 jar, 12 1 jar 12 8 jar, 21 jar 28 jar. So everywhere if you are reducing their lowest proportion है ना, then all the answers should be equal. In all these cases all the answers are equal. So for getting the 1:8 proportion में है ये, so it should also be 1:8. It means every number should be multiplied with 8 so that you will get the denominator here. So that if you are reducing them into their lowest proportion, then you will get the same ratio everywhere. Okay, 1/8 will come in every question. Okay. So 1 and 2 questions I told you, and third and fourth questions you try to do yourself. If anyone is having any doubts in the next class, we can clarify. Thank you.